And we're back. Sorry that got cut off. I tried to get it back working and it was just a black screen. So I figured I might as well just start a new video. Okay, so we're still on 4. So it's our last one. Yay. Okay, so our last function that we are going to look at is f of x equals x cubed minus 64. Okay, so let's start with our x-intercept. And this one's going to be kind of more of a challenging one, but thinking we're working our way up to it. So remember with our x-intercept, we set y equal to 0 and solve for x. So we are going to set y. Remember, f of x is y. So 0 equals x cubed minus 64. And maybe you're looking at that and thinking, okay, so now I have a cubic, not a quadratic anymore because of the 3. So I'm thinking, how can I factor that? Hopefully you're thinking back to one of our prior lessons in R5, which it is a difference of cubes. So we are going to factor it using that method, difference of cubes. Okay. So with that, I'm thinking about what's the cube root of x cubed, which is x, and then I'm thinking about what's the cube root of 64, and that's 4. So I'm going to factor that. So it's going to be x minus 4, same sign, and then the first term squared, so x squared, opposite sign, so plus. My first and last term multiplied together, so 4x, always positive, and then 4 squared, so 16. Equals 0. I just moved the 0 from this side to this side. Okay, remember what I said about this guy. This guy is actually not factorable, never will be factorable. So when something isn't factorable, what did I say you could use? And it's the quadratic formula, which is why this is kind of a doozy. We're going to be using both. So we are going to use the quadratic formula here. Now, what's important is I can use the quadratic formula on this because this is a quadratic, x squared. I cannot use the quadratic formula on this one because this isn't a quadratic. It's x cubed. It's a cubic. So let's actually just write down what the quadratic formula is. So the quadratic formula, hopefully you have this memorized, but if not, remember it is x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So the negative boy couldn't make up his mind if he wanted to go to that radical house party, that the boy was so squared that he missed out on 4 awesome chicks, and the party was all over at 2 a.m. I know, it's so cool. What a thrilling story. Okay, so we're going to actually just set this factor equal to 0. That one's pretty easy. And then with this one, well, actually, let's just keep solving this one because this one's easy. So we'll add the 4 and we get x equals 4. So we get one of our x-intercepts to be x equals 4. As an ordered pair, we'd write that as 4, 0. Okay, so with this one, we're going to plug all of those values into the quadratic formula. So x equals the opposite of b. B here is 4. So the opposite of positive 4 is negative 4. Plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 4 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 16, all over 2 times 1. Okay, so I'm going to simplify the inside first. So 4 squared we know is 16. I'll just copy all of this other stuff down. And then 4 times 16 is 64. Hopefully you're seeing what's going to happen. 16 minus 64 gets me a negative. And we know that a negative we cannot solve yet. Hint, hint, wink, wink. And so that means it's going to be no real solution here. So my only x-intercept is 4, 0. Okay, I know it seems like a long process to get no real solution, but it's good to know and good to see and good to remember. Okay, so let's look at the y-intercept. I'm going to do the y-intercept here. And what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to find the y-intercept on your own. So pause me here, try the y-intercept on your own, and then come back, check your work. Okay, hopefully you're checking your work. So I just kept y as is, plug in 0 for x, so it's 0 cubed minus 64. Well, 0 cubed is just 0, and 0 minus 64 gets me negative 64. So to write that as an ordered pair, because we're always writing it as an ordered pair, 0, negative 64. And that is my point. Okay, so that does it for our examples. Remember, if you guys have any questions, please bring them back to class when we are together next. And sorry about the weird video issues, technology. So have a great day, guys. Bye.